Recording.
Hey, YouTubers, how the heck is everybody? It's a beautiful day. I got a question for y'all. Just answer down below if you would. It's actually two questions. Why or what got you started motorcycling? And why do you do it now? Or I guess I got to answer first. I started way back when, oh Lord, era of the Honda 750 Super Sport. Uh, oh Lord, I mean it just was a while ago. But anyway, I started because everybody was going out on weekends. They were doing dirt racing or dirt riding, and building little boned up tracks, and everybody's out there. And I figured, well, shoot, I'll borrow a bike and go out there and see what it's like. Or you borrow a bike, you go buy one. I could remember a 125 Suzuki, and good Lord, I was an idiot. Maybe I still am. I don't know. I shouldn't. I rode that way past my skill level. When you're young, you heal up pretty quick. But I got pretty good. I seriously was doing some BMX racing, and had thought about getting into it. And, then everybody I was going out and riding with and everything was going out on the street. Shoot, back in that day, I'll take a dirt bike out on the street. I mean, the police didn't care much. But, yeah, I ride with them, then I couldn't stay up with them. So I think my first, I'll tell you what, I think I bought a Kawasaki 3-cylinder 2-stroke. That was a pretty badass motorcycle. It's Honda. Honda had trouble staying with me. So every time we rode it, under raised the seat, there's a place for 3 new spark plugs. 2-stroke, just oil follow the spark plugs. You better ride it hard. You replace the spark plugs to get home. And anyway, I got hit by a 4-wheeler shortly after I bought that bike. That was my first street bike, but I was hooked. So I owned an auto repair business, and I went out and got my tow truck, snatched the cable around the motorcycle, picked it up, drove over to the Kawasaki dealership where I had bought it. I bet you I didn't own it a couple months. Traded it, or gave it to them, and bought a Kawasaki 750 3-cylinder 2-stroke, which at the time was the fastest production vehicle made. And I think this poor dealer was like going, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And, oh yeah. So off I went, and Lord, that thing was dangerous. You couldn't keep the front wheel on the ground. I can remember a friend of mine worked for Honda, and he had a pretty built Honda 750 Super Sport, and he said I went by him. My front wheel was about 2 feet off the ground, and my eyes were closed. I was leaning over the front handlebars, couldn't bring the bike back down. So I kept that for a while. I mean, I don't keep a bike real long, and ended up quitting for a while. Then I bought a Honda 750, and yeah, that was all right. Had a Goldwing given to me as a year-end bonus at the shop I had worked for, and that was way back when it was an 1100. I bought a Kawasaki Virago 1100, and that was okay, but you know, it's again, I was starting to get to the age where I was a little concerned, or not concerned. I was a little looking for comfort. So I bought a Yamaha uh, Venture Royale, full dress. Lord, that was just the ticket. And again, you know, it's I started getting out, but I never rode it like I should for a full dress bike. I'll tell you what. But I can remember going. I was down in Tampa, Florida at the time, and I can remember going out there, and there was a bunch of Harley riders. They were out going. We were going around the ocean, and I can remember a couple of them pull alongside. Says, "Look at that! They're wanting to look like a Harley," and I was like, "Huh, maybe." So anyway, I was living down near Tampa, and I just got out of biking. Just life got in the way. There was all other things going on. Uh, you know, never. I'll tell you what. It kind of was like I didn't even think about it, which is what it is. And I'd been off bike 18 years, and then when my better half Harriet passed away, I think I've told this story a number of times. I had to do something to get out of the house. I was too much of an oh woe is me, and I didn't do anything. So I was either going to buy a boat, RV, or a motorcycle. I had a bunch of boats when I lived in Florida, so that, you know, whatever. And but I figured it was something to do on the weekends. But I figured I wouldn't use it too much. Wasn't ready for an RV and a house. I figured maybe I ought to try a motorcycle again. So I went out and bought a Honda 750 Shadow Phantom 4 years ago. Yeah. And by then I was ready to travel some on it. And that wasn't a bike for me to travel on. I mean, That looked like Dumbo from the circus trying to ride a bicycle. But I was hooked again. So I kept that on the Shadow 750 though for a good long 3 days, and I figured now at my age, I wasn't going to look like I had a Harley anymore. I was going to get a Harley. So I rode over to Tim's Harley Davidson of Augusta. Probably the best buying experience I've ever had in my life. I went in and first thing I looked at was a Sportster 883. And what became a good friend of mine walked over. He was a salesperson. He said, "You don't want that bike." I said, "What makes you think that?" He said, "Because you got one just like it practically." So we looked at some other bikes and everything, and I still wasn't so sure, long range goals or whatever. But they had this black on black on black 2019 Softail Slim, brand new, sitting in the showroom. So I sat on it. Said, "You want to hear it run?" He started it in the showroom. I said, "I'll take it." I didn't test drive it, didn't test ride it, didn't take it out. I was just ready. So I was holy crap hooked then. And I bought a Clockworks windshield for it. I had some kind of throw over saddlebags. Just kind of making myself to take a trip on it. And I bought some luggage, soft luggage from Harley, and put it on the backpack, and off I went to Panama City, Florida on it. Realized that cruise control probably would have been welcome, but it's still, I was pretty good on it. And, then I got into watching YouTube and other things, and where can you go on a bike, and what can you do on a bike, and whatever. And I started watching Harley Day Rider. And Bodine 52 and Bronco Ride. And I holy crap. So then in all my YouTube stuff, and I was hooked on motorcycles, golly gosh. I started looking, and they'd come out with the Electric Glide Standard. Single seat, Batwing fairing, cruise control. I just thought, well, you know what? That's everything I'm trying to do here. And so I went over, and I still was undecided a little bit. I went over to Harley one day, and I was picking up some stuff for the Softail, and I go walking out, and my salesman, which was now the sales manager, standing there asking me. Anytime I come in over there, they greet me. I mean, it's just wonderful. And anyway, he asked me what I was doing, if I'd taken any more trips. I said, no, but I'm going to. I said, but I saw this thing called the Electric Glide Standard, hard bags and all that stuff, and it just got my interest. He said, turn around. So I did. And there was Black Betty. I said, oh man. He said, you want me to put some numbers together? I Said, let me go look at it. Said, you want to sit on it? I said, no. Want to take it for a ride? I said, no. Said, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you all the money you paid for that Softail. I said, oh, crap, here we go. About 20, 30 minutes later, I was ringing the bell and had bought my second Harley Davidson from Tim's. I built that King Tour pack, and I mean, I Mustang Ultra touring seat. Uh, Lord, I should have just bought a CVO. Probably would have been cheaper than what it cost me to build that thing, but I mean, it is what it is. And I really liked it, and then I don't know. I just hit a point where, and this was after going up to VAM twice, and so I've just done motorcycling. Now I will buy an RV. That was my second goal. I mean, boat, motorcycle, RV. That's straight. That's two of them going. So I sold Black Betty. I said, I'm just done. I'm going to put this RV where I want to, and it'd be like camping, and I just read, and it was. I mean, I set up, and I mean, I was in the woods. And next weekend, I'm on YouTube looking at motorcycles, and thought, well, shoot, I'll just go buy, I don't know, something. BAM was coming up, and I'd seen a nice looking Goldwing, no miles on it. And I said, that's just perfect. I'll go buy that motorcycle. I'm not real good at let's make a deal. So I went up there, and I mean, they wanted $300 more. I took a goodly sized amount of cash with me. They wanted $300 more. I said, nah, you want to sell it, you'll give it for what I brought cash. I'll buy it right now today, not riding it, not starting it. They wouldn't come down, but I looked across the aisle and I saw this thing that looked like a Goldwing, sporty and all this other crap. It was a Honda ST1300, electric windshield, shaft drive, V4 motor. So I just bought it. And I'm sure Goldwing's quick, but that 1300 was as fast as anything I had. Smooth. It was a sport tour. But off I go. Kept it, took it up to VAM. I hadn't had the bike but a week. 7.7 gallon fuel tank. It, Lord, I rode from my house to Johnson City, Tennessee. And then went over, and we decided not to do the back of the Dragon. We do the Widowmaker, and I'm a Flatlander. We did the Widowmaker, and me on a bike that I hadn't had but a week, I'm sorry. And I wasn't going to be without a bike again. So I had bought the ST1300 at such a great deal, I kind of knew it was trade bait or whatever. And I had seen this reef blue and black colors on some of the Harleys, and I was hooked on that color combination. And then I thought, well, shoot, do I want a full dress again? I'm so hooked on the Heritage looking, and that was bingo. The Heritage, like old school Harley Davidson. So I got my ST 1300, which they paid me twice as much as I paid for the bike. And 20 minutes later, I was ringing the damn bell again. And that's where I am today. But just let me know down below what you're riding, how you got into riding, and I appreciate everybody watching. I mean, y'all mean a bunch to me. And somebody mentioned the other day, do you ride to do a vlog or do you ride to ride? And I said, well, I ride to ride. There's plenty of times I ride without doing a video. So but I enjoy it. If you got something you like, tell somebody about it.